Hi, I'm Isaac Brodsky, co-founder and CTO of Fused, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to go from a file to making a UDF from that file, and finally to an app in Fused Workbench. I'm going to start by exploring some data in the source co-op bucket in Fused File Explorer. And inside of the source co-op, I'm going to look at this data about energy efficiency of buildings in the UK. And I see I have a lot of different Parquet files here representing different cities. So I can go to, for example, Birmingham. And that'll show up here on the right in the map. And I can see where my data is. I can also see the different columns and different attributes that are present in that data. And I can scroll through here and actually click through to some different cities and some different counties, it looks like. So if I open this one, then I'll see that this file mostly has data that's close to London, although there are also some records that are not close to London. It looks like maybe those are some misclassified or miscategorized records down there in the southwest. And then most of the data is concentrated in this area. I'm going to go down here and look for Liverpool. I'm going to open that file. And right now I'm just clicking through these files and previewing where they are. I can see Liverpool also has most of the data actually in Liverpool, but some of the data is quite a ways away from it. Now that I found the file that I want to make my UDF from, I can just double click on this file, or I can go into the menu here and select how to make my UDF from it. So double clicking the file or creating a new UDF from it brings me to the UDF builder view. And here I have my list of open UDFs. I have the code of that UDF, and I also have the map and results view on the right so that I can see what I'm doing with this UDF. I want to do a few things here. One is I'm going to make an app to allow me to explore kind of the distribution of these different energy ratings in this data set. And in order to do that, I want to add some filters on this data. So I want to get rid of this data that doesn't seem to really correspond with the rest of this file. And I want to also explore the data a little bit more just to make sure that I have a sense of what's going on in that data. So first I'm going to change some visualization settings. I'm going to focus my map in here on Liverpool. And I'm going to go down to change the colors. And let me see, what is the name of my parameter I want? I want current energy rating, so I'm going to do the color based off of the current. And I don't think it's called color bins, so I need to check what it is called, and it's called color categories is the function that I want. And I can see here in the documentation some examples of what that'll look like. So I'm going to copy that in here. And I'm going to type out my domain, and as I do that, you can see on the map that it's being colored by the actual energy rating of that building in the data set. So now I have a much clearer visualization of what's going on in this data. I'm going to come back to my UDF code. Next, as just kind of a one-off thing, I want to exclude this building that seems to be miscategorized. So I'm going to copy its, it looks like it's some sort of reference number for this building. And I can just add a filter into my code. And when I do that, that building is now excluded from the results that are being sent back. I also want to add another filter in this code for the app that I'm going to make. I'm going to move this code around a little bit, and I'm going to add a new parameter here called potential. And this is going to be my filter on the potential energy rating of the building. So if potential is passed in, then I want the DF to be filtered by that potential energy rating. So by default, this isn't going to filter anything. And I'm going to see what does it look like if I filter just to the buildings that have A potential energy ratings. I can see what that looks like. I can see the distribution if it's instead set to B, and so on. This all looks reasonable. So I'm going to now save this UDF, and I'm going to come over to settings and create a share token for it. This is going to allow me to use the beta fused apps builder in order to run my UDF from a dashboard that I'm going to build here. So I'm going to copy paste that run command in, and I'm going to display what that data frame looks like inside of the Streamlit. And it looks like Streamlit doesn't like geometry columns, so I'm going to say drop columns equals geometry. And this gives me that data frame in my dashboard app now. So what I can do next, I'm going to remove some of these other parts here that I don't need so much. I want to create a histogram of the current energy ratings. So I'm going to make a bar chart of the value counts of the current energy rating. And I want to change my labels here. So I'm going to say that this is, the X is the current and the Y is the account. So when I do that, I have my histogram chart here, and I can see that of the buildings in the data set, most of them have a B current energy rating. And if I scroll through here and just kind of eyeball it, that looks pretty reasonable. I'm seeing a lot of Bs in the data set. I want to be able to explore different parts of this data set though. And in order to do that, I need to have some kind of dynamic filter capability. I'm going to move this data frame table down, and above it, I want to add a drop down that allows me to filter to just different classes of potential energy rating. So I'm going to say potential is a select box, and it can have all of my different energy ratings as potential values. So this is going to add that select box on my dashboard. And then I'm going to pass the value of that into my UDF. So now when I select a different potential value, I'm going to say select, say A. I'm going to see that most of the buildings that have a potential value of A already have fairly high energy ratings. So they already have B energy ratings. And if I look at the ones that have potential of C, obviously I'm not going to see any that have A or B as their current energy ratings if their potential is only C. Now that I've created this app and this dashboard in Fused Apps Builder, I can create this shareable link. And what this shareable link is something that I can give to a colleague or to the public to open this dashboard that I just created. So I just copied this to my clipboard. I can paste this into Slack or an email or LinkedIn or wherever I want. And that'll take somebody to this view where they'll be able to interact with that dashboard right from their browser. They don't have to install anything. They can click around through your app, try different values, and they'll also be able to see your code just of the app, not of the UDF part. That UDF part is behind the Fused API. This has been a quick tutorial on how to make an app with Fused Workbench. If you'd like to learn more, you can check us out online at fused.io.